Hi guys, hope you all good. In this video, we will understand blockchain's structure, how a blockchain is composed of, etc. So, blockchain is literally a chain of blocks. When we talk about these words, block and chain, we are actually talking about digital information, which is the block, and is stored in a public database, that is the chain. And it also resembles with the linked list data structure, in which all blocks store data and are linked with each other by storing next or previous references. So let's understand the blocks. What is a block? A block is a container-like data structure that clusters transactions to store in the public ledger. That is our blockchain. Each block can be recognized by a hash value that is created using SHA-256 cryptographic hashing algorithm. Each block keeps reference of a former block. We can also say it as the parent block. So each block is maintaining the reference of a previous block so that it can make a chain of blocks. The block is composed of a header which includes metadata and the transactions data that this block contains. And the multiple transactions can be stored in single block of information. In our blockchain, the single block can store multiple transaction records. And the Genesis block. What is a Genesis block? A Genesis block is the first block that is ever created on the blockchain. So let's take an example of Bitcoin's blockchain. If we talk about Bitcoin, the Genesis block, the first block, was built in the year 2009. So let's take a look at this example. Here we have 4 blocks that are linked with each other using the previous hash values. Here is our first Genesis block. The previous hash value will be null, of course, for the first block, because this is the very first block and no block is has ever created before it. So each block stores some values that are helpful to form a chain and determine blocks. You can see it here, the index value, the index for the block 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, the timestamp, previous hash, the hash of the current block, and the data, usually transaction data, etc. So let's understand in detail what a block's structure looks like and stores. Blocks on the blockchain are made of digital pieces of information. It stores blocks index. The index symbolizes the location of the block inside the blockchain, and the first block is indexed as 0, the next as 1, and so on, like when the blocks keeps going. Secondly, information about transactions like date, time, data, etc. Then who is participating in transactions, blocks information to distinguish blocks from one another. It also includes the hash value for the block and the index value, of course. Next, it stores previous block hash value, that is the reference of the previous block. This is what makes the chain of blocks or information. And it also stores a nonce value. Nonce is a counter or integer value that is used in the mining processes and mining algorithms. So once data is entered in blockchain, it is hard to tamper due to the blockchain's nature. Due to cryptographic hashes, it will take too much time to break or even change a block, even change a single block. In this way, the blockchain guarantees high data security and validity of our data. Plus, the data that has ever written on blockchain could be retrieved anytime, anywhere using the internet. That is, it is possible to check the history of any transaction anytime using the transaction ID or whatever. So let's get started with nodes. In blockchain, nodes are computer systems and validators of transactions on blockchain. Each node has a copy of digital ledger or blockchain and checks the validity of transactions. It means the whole blockchain is shared with every node on the blockchain. The transaction is written into a block when majority of nodes say it is a valid transaction. In this way, our digital ledger or blockchain is spread across a network of computers, hence making it much more difficult to manipulate. That is, a hacker would need to manipulate every copy of the blockchain on the network, as we have discussed it before. This is what is meant by blockchain being a distributed ledger. Nodes are what makes it possible for blockchain to be used as a decentralized peer-to-peer digital currency and does not even require a middleman or any entity or organization to perform transactions or control the system. And as the nodes of blockchain could be anywhere in the world, it is nearly impossible to shut down or turn off the blockchain network at once, because our nodes are shared across every part of the world. So this was the detail of structure of blockchain. Next we will learn how blockchain system works.